are planning to start a business, or you already have a business, you may wonder what type of incorporation is a good fit for your entity. Well, I did the homework for you, and I found out that there are many types of incorporation. In this video, we will focus on C corporation and S corporation. Welcome back to our channel. I am so excited to have you back. In our last video that I tagged somewhere on this video, it has to be on the upper left, upper right, or in the middle somewhere. In that video, I talked about registering a business. We spoke about S corporation and C corporation, but we didn't have the time to go into details. In today's video, we are diving into the world of corporate structures to understand the key difference between C corporations and S corporations. I would advise you to grab a pen, grab a notepad, and let's go straight to the difference between C corporation and S corporation. As you may already figure out, I am using presentation style for this video. I'm using Canva presentation. I am very impressed by the result, by the way. We have a table of contents. We have session 1, which is introduction. We already done introduction. Session 2 is definition and formation. Session 3 is taxation. Section 4 is ownership and shareholders. Section 5 is management and formalities. Section 6 is IRS forms, Uncle Sam. Section 7 is conclusion. According to our table of content, we are on section 2, definition and formation. By definition, a corporation is a legal entity separate from the business owners or founders. Corporation has no single owners. The shareholder are the owners of a corporation. How does the shareholders get together? They are a group of people who have decided to work on a common goal to generate profit. Corporation has legal permission and authority to act as an entity and has an individual right. Let's start by the basic form of corporation. The basic form of corporation is C corporation. When you register or when you incorporate your business with the IRS, the default form of incorporation they will give you is the C corporate. While an S corporation is a special tax status that the IRS give businesses. I call that special because you have to file another tax form in order to get S corporation. Whereas with C corporation, as soon as you incorporate your business with the IRS and your state, you get a C corporation. I will explain later on why you cannot directly have S corporation if you don't file the form 2553. C corporation are formed by filing article of incorporation with the state and following the specific corporation formalities. S corporation, on the other hand, begin as C corporations and then select S corporation status by filing Form 2553 with the IRS. So unless you file the Form 2553 with the IRS, you will never get S corporation, and you will never get that tax benefit that comes with S corporation. We are on section 3, taxation. Tax. What is tax? Tax is a mandatory payment or charge collected by local, state, and national governments from individuals or businesses to cover the cost of general government services, goods, and activities. We are talking C corporation, S corporation. What does taxation look like in C corporations and S corporation? C corporation are subject to double taxation, meaning the corporation is taxed on profit and shareholders are taxed on dividends that they receive. This can result in higher overall taxes because of that double taxation. On the other hand, S corporation are pass-through entity, meaning they are not taxed at the corporate level. Income, deduction, and credit flow through the shareholders, who then report on their individual tax. We are done with taxation. C corporation, double taxation, and S corporation is one tax return on the shareholder personal tax return. We have one that is double taxed and one that is report only once on the tax return. We are on section 4, ownership and shareholders. C corporation can have an unlimited number of shareholders, and they can be individuals, other corporations, or entities. Shareholders in a C corporation have no limit on their ability to be non-US resident or entities. However, S corporations have restriction on ownership. They can have no more than 100 shareholders. C corporation has an unlimited number of shareholders. S corporation cannot have more than 100 shareholders. And the shareholders in the S corporation must be US citizens, must have a permanent residency in the US, or they can be a trust or estates. We can see that there are slight, or I would say a big difference from C corporation ownership and S corporation ownership. With the C corporation, we have an unlimited number of shareholders. With the S corporation, we cannot have more than hundreds. With the C corporation, you can be a non-US citizen, but with the S corporation, you have to be either US citizen, a permanent resident in the US, a trust, or an estate. Section 4 is over with the ownership. Let's jump to section 5. We are on section 5, management and formalities. C corporations have more flexibility in management and structure. They can issue different classes of stock with different voting rights, allowing more complex ownership structures. C corporations are also required to hold regular shareholder and director meetings. They should keep the meeting notes and maintain certain corporate formalities. However, C corporations, or S corporation, I wanted to say, are more limited in their structure. They can only have one class of stocks, and all shareholders must have the same distribution and liquidation rights. S corporations are not required to hold a regular meeting or keep meeting notes, but they must still follow certain formalities to maintain their S corporation status. As you can see, there is a difference between C corporation and S corporation management and formalities. In the C corporation, they seem more flexible in terms of management and structure. They have many class of stock, and they have voting rights, and they are allowed to have more complex ownership structure. C corporations are required to maintain the their meeting minutes or their meeting notes. S corporation are more limited, and they are now required to maintain the meeting between the shareholder and the director. They are now required to keep the meeting notes. If I want to read back, they have to follow certain formalities to maintain the status of S corporation. We have made it to section 6, IRS forms for corporations. I have listed here some of the essential forms that I believe a business needs in order to be incorporated. Let's start with the form SS4, application for employer identification number. Both C corporation and S corporation need an employer identification number, which is basically or essentially a social security number for your business. The second form is Form 1120, U.S. Corporation Income Tax Return. This form is used by C corporations to report their income, deductions, gains, losses, and tax credit to the IRS. Form 2553, as we mentioned to the definition. Election by a small business corporation. This form is used by eligible corporation to select S corporation status for tax purposes. Form 941, employer quarterly federal tax return. Both C corporations and S corporations that have employees must file this form quarterly to report wages, pay, and taxes withheld. Form 940, employer annual federal unemployment tax return. This form is used to report a pay annual federal tax return for employees. We have the Form W2, which is a wage and tax statement. This is used to report wages paid to employees and the taxes withheld from those wages. Form 1099, miscellaneous income. This form is used to report annual pay to non-employee, such as independent contractor. People like Uber driver, people who do Instacart, DoorDash, and so on, usually receive 1099. Form 1120S, U.S. income tax return for an S corporation. This form is used by S corporation to report their income, deductions, gains, losses, and tax credit to the IRS. The last one is Form 1040. Excuse me. This is the US individual income tax return. Shareholder of S corporations must report their share to the corporation's income, deduction, and credit on their personal tax. There are just a few of the IRS forms that may be required for C corporation and X corporations. The specific form required will depend on the individual circumstances of the corporation. It's always a good idea to consult with your tax professional to ensure compliance with all tax requirements. I just can end this part by saying Uncle Sam does not play with his money. So please make sure you fill out this form. Please ask questions to your tax professional. I am not a tax professional. I am learning as we going together. So please make sure you ask questions to your tax professional. We are in the conclusion. But before we close out, this is a disclaimer. Let me do that first. I am not a tax guru. I am not a tax professional. Please consult with your tax professional before doing anything. In summary of this video, I will say the choice between a C corporation and an S corporation depends on various factors, including taxation, ownership, and management structure. Both corporations offer liability protection, but they differ in their tax treatment, ownership restriction, and corporate formalities. It is very, very essential for you to consult with a tax advisor or a lawyer specialized in taxes to determine which option is best for your specific situation. In other words, I am not a tax guru. I am not a tax professional. I would advise you to find somebody who is a tax advisor or a lawyer specialized in business taxes or business incorporation to find out if your business is better as C corporation or S corporation. We also went through the steps of management, ownership, taxation of C corporation as S corporation. We have seen they have some similarities and some key differences. We talked about taxation. We talked about ownership restriction. With S corporation, we talked about unlimited ownership. With C corporation, we talked about double taxation with C corporation and single taxation with S corporation, and so on and so forth. So I'm hoping that you learned something in this video and that you move forward with your business and corporation without any issue. Please leave me a comment in the description box, or if I miss something, please point that out to me. I will be glad to go over again and explain more, or maybe in the process learn more. So I'm always thankful to have you on my channel. Hopefully this video taught you something that you didn't know. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video, make sure you comment to interact with people in the comment section. Until I see you to my next video, be safe, be wonderful, and let's meet on the next video. You take care of yourself. Bye bye.